Last time they shot it so well from three-point range that I think they out-rebounded you guys pretty badly. You turned the tables in both areas tonight. Why was it so much different?
I love the energy we played with tonight. I think that game at that time of our season, it was kind of a perfect storm. I felt like we had a letdown, and they came in out to prove who they were and that they could play with teams in this conference, and they certainly did that. We got beat on the boards by 24 that game, which was the worst all year, and that's been a huge focus of us. That's been our focus all year from day one, is rebounding, and that game exposed us in a lot of ways. It made us better in a lot of ways, allowed us to grow a little bit quicker in that area of our game. The three-point shots that they made were, in my opinion, in large part because of how well they rebounded. They had no pressure on them. They were up on the boards. They were getting rebounds every time they missed, and so then it just became a shooting drill, in that game. And so tonight, I thought our assistant coaches gave us a great game plan defensively, Coach Eli and Coach Campbell, in how we guarded their pick and roll play against our zone. That was an adjustment that I thought really changed the game. And kept them off balance from the beginning, because that's a strength of their team. And so just love the way that the energy that this team played with, though, tonight. It was a defensive effort that I'm used to, and we haven't played like that for a couple weeks, really, is what it felt like to me. Tonight was just a fun game. The team really gelled and played with everything they had. Defensively, I felt like we had a little bit extra energy tonight than that we've been missing. And we dictated a lot of possessions tonight, and they were on their heels a lot, and we were just a little bit more aggressive than we'd been, and so I was really glad to see that. Perfect timing for us, and really proud of the team.
For both of you, we've talked about, when you guys made the postseason, what a big deal that was for this program, but what does it mean to now be going to the third round for this program? I mean, you said the other night that you looked at the bracket and thought, why not us? What does it mean to be this far?
It means that we're doing something with the opportunity, and that's what we talked about coming off the Pac-12 tournament. We thought, that was a great opportunity for us, playing against teams that we know we can play with, and we let that one slip away. And Washington State certainly played great, but it wasn't our best effort, and we didn't respond to adversity like a good team does and what we needed to. Tonight and the other night, this team is doing something with this opportunity. We've come out, earned the right to be at home, which I really is great, play in front of our fans and a good crowd today, and so we're coming out and we've played well, and so they've approached it the right way mentally. They've done a great job preparing themselves, and so we get to move on. Everybody says survive in advance, and that's what it is.
Just also, we're just taking the opportunity and we're running with it. We know that you got to win to keep playing, and we're just coming out every day hungry and determined and not being satisfied. And I think that's one of the biggest things that coaches trying to instill in us and motivate us, just not to be satisfied, to don't settle. And today that was one of the things I was telling the girls, just to come out on fire today. Like, we haven't done that in a long time. And so we just tried to start with our warm-ups, just be a little bit more game-like, and then that definitely showed in the first half with Alyssa coming off on fire, hitting threes, and then everyone just getting boards and finishing. And so this opportunity means the world to us, and to go to the third round is giving us our little fairy tale right now. So
You were disappointed the other night with kind of the post-entry and some of the turnovers. It seemed like tonight I don't want to say you abandoned it, but you guys were comfortable shooting some jump shots. You didn't try to force it in very much. They seemed determined to kind of shut that down a little bit. How did that matchup play out?
This team, that's one of the struggles that we have against St. Mary's. They're so physical inside, and Rosenthal does such a good job displacing posts and shoving them away from the basket that it's not a favorable matchup for us. And so we knew that it was going to need to come from other areas. We were going to need to take advantage of that when she was out of the game. And I thought we did that at times. The other night, they fronted us the whole game, and that was something that was there. I thought we could have executed better. Tonight, that's something that it wasn't our number one strength in this game. There were some three-point looks. I thought our team did a great job executing offensively. We got awesome looks throughout this game tonight. And there were a few times where it just felt like we could put the dagger in them, and we just missed open threes one after another and let them hang around. And that's what I'd like to see. What Earlysia just talked about as far as coming out on fire. We need to keep that going throughout. And if you have an opportunity to put somebody away, you do it. And so fortunately we made the free throws down the stretch and got the stops that we needed down the stretch to preserve this victory.
Talking about coming out on fire like that, how much of that was attributed to the first game with them this season?
I think just coming off when you come off a win, you're excited, and then just also coming into practice. We had a really good practice. We didn't really run too much, just came in and ran some plays, got some shots up, and I think that relaxed us. And then coming into the warm-up, we just talked about the girls, and I just told them that it's just playing in the second half is not enough anymore, especially with postseason and all the great teams coming in off so many wins. That we need to be a first and a second half team in, and I think that was what we tried to do. And we know that if you lose, you're done. And so that was one of the things we took in, especially coming off St. Mary's and them beating us so bad last time, that we knew that we had to have a good first half, and we accomplished that.
You talked about never really putting the dagger in them, but you never really let them feel like they had a chance to win the game. Do you feel like that?
Well, I thought if you're within 10, 14 points in this game, with a shot clock like we have and with a team that can score like they do, I never felt comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable till there was less than 2 minutes to go in this game, and so I was looking for a little bit more of a dagger than that. I have too much respect for this team. They scored 10 points the first 17 minutes of the game, and then they scored 8 points in 3 straight possessions. That's what this team can do. And so you blink, they're back in it. And so, so dagger is a little bit bigger in my mind.
Scott, everyone scored tonight who played. How important is that as you guys try to keep going in the postseason?
I loved that tonight, and I thought, we got great production from Molly. Kiki came in, knocked a shot down. Thais has been playing great, and she came in and continued to do what she's been doing. Patricia started the game off by scoring a couple baskets early, which, as Earlysia just said, relaxed us. That relaxes us when we get some easy buckets inside from our post play. Alyssa knocked the 3 down right away, so it was everybody. Sage had an off shooting night, but those are going to go down most nights. I know that, and so it was a great team effort tonight. And at this time of the year, that's what you need. You can't be a team that relies on 1 or 2 at this point. You need to be a team that is scoring from every position, and that's a healthy team, and that's a team I think everybody feels good, and everybody wants to contribute, wants to get on that floor and compete, and so really proud of that effort.
Last year, Bob DeCarlo said that things were so bad when you first took over that they had a conversation about, maybe we need to cancel the season. And one thing that he said was they don't write a book for this, how to get out from these depths. How did you even come up with a game plan to be in games, starting off when you just had 2 players, and then to get to this point? How did you figure it out?
There's no secret to it. It's just doing what I've always done. If you're I think my background was beneficial because as a D3 coach, you have to make something of whatever you have, and you've got to find a way, and you just take whatever you can get and see what you can make out of it. And through that experience, I believe that you can be successful because we proved that. Then as it builds, you get better and better players, and before you know it, you become a destination. And that's my plan here. That's what we want to do here. So what I saw was just a big-time opportunity last year. It was scary as heck. I will be honest. It was scary last year, just taking whoever we could get and putting them together and breathing confidence into them and telling them they can do it if they follow this game plan. Defense is what we emphasize. I think that helps because that kept us in games last year when we weren't real good offensively, and then our staff did a great job recruiting and adding pieces this year, and so we just see a little more talent this year, a little more depth, and a lot more belief. And this team does the right thing day after day. We're certainly not perfect. We've got a long ways to go. I mean, everybody would attest to that. We've got weaknesses, but they do the right thing. They've done a good job taking care of each other in as long as seasons as we play in this sport, and so pretty soon that confidence just grows and that belief grows and the skill gets better through time, and so next thing you know, you're at 20 wins and you don't really know how. You just do what you know how to do. That's kind of the story.
Knowing that each one of these games could be your last one, how much does that kind of fire you up and fire the rest of the team up?
Before every game, everyone gets to choose a word and write it on their wrist and that reminds them to play hard. And my word is last chance. And I feel like this is my last chance to just to play here, just to enjoy the game. I love playing for Scott Rueck. It's one of the best things I ever made, and just to keep playing and keep winning and keep enjoying my teammates' companies and my coaching staff is absolutely a dream, and I wouldn't trade for the world. So every day I go in, it's like my last breath, and so I'm just enjoying my time.
Scott, when you played them last time and you got tossed, did you go watch the game in your office? I mean, you guys didn't play very good defense that game, and I'm just curious if you saw it.
Yeah, I watched every second of that game.
And what were you thinking when they were hitting everything?
I was hoping they'd miss. I was just, we needed a break in that game, and they didn't give us a break, and I thought there were several opportunities where it felt like we got momentum, and I'd hear the crowd go, then I'd see it happen on my screen, and I was just thinking, because I know how much heart this team has. I mean, this team battles like crazy. They're never out of a game. They just keep coming. And I knew in that game, if we keep coming, we can get this thing down to 6 or 8. Who knows at the end, and I have full confidence in our staff. I mean, I didn't even worry about those. I was like, we can do this. Then they'd hit just a dagger 3 or something. And, in that game, they exposed weaknesses. That game had played a big role in our season. As painful as the loss was, they were so in tune and they had such a good game plan against us. It taught us some things about our zone and how we needed to teach things. And so we really grew a lot from that game in our zone. And so, yeah, it's nice to be sitting here with a smile this time.
Kate wants me to ask which kid is your favorite?
It's amazing that you can love them all the same. Yeah. Good question. All right. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.